And some of the things that he supported is the government takeovers of private industry, the government bailouts using our tax dollars and then borrowing some from China to bail out private business, a budget that is a third deficit spending. You know, I'm concerned that we are mortgaging our children's future. When you pass a budget last year, like I voted for, where it was $3.1 trillion budget, which those are huge numbers, but when I got to thinking that a third of it was deficit spending, it just blew my mind, because it'd be like when I was still teaching and I took a paycheck home of $2,000 a month, but yet would budget and spend $3,000 a month? Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that in your household, your family budget, on your farm, in your small business. Yet that's what they're doing in Washington, D.C. every year. And just going and printing some more up at the Federal Reserve Bank or borrowing some from China. And we can't do it. It's unsustainable. It is unsustainable. We're going to bankrupt our children. You know, every child born right now has a debt on their back already of over $40,000. So we have got to rein in the federal spending, and Ike's been a part of that. And then, you probably know, but he cast one of the 4 deciding votes for cap and tax, which is, according to the Wall Street Journal, the largest tax increase in American history. It's devastating for us here in Missouri. We're coal-based power, we're rural electric cooperatives, and for them to cap our energy and tax it through, it's going to increase the cost of an average family in Missouri by almost $1,500, according to the Heritage Foundation. And our gasoline in Missouri, they said, would increase by $1.26 a gallon, just for the cap and tax, if that had passed. Yet I went right along with that because Nancy needed him. And then 2 weeks ago, he did something else that I thought was very, very poor representation. He cast the deciding vote to have Congress adjourn. Now that means they adjourned without passing a budget. That is the most basic duty of Congress. So they weren't able to do that, and then he left these huge tax increases in place. They're going to go into effect January 1, unless Congress had acted. They had the opportunity. He didn't. Representatives were saying, let's stay here in town, let's make sure Americans aren't burdened with this huge tax increase. And he cast the vote to go ahead and adjourn and leave town. So there's clearly a problem in our country. There's a problem of leadership of our representative. But we have an opportunity this election to turn things around. And here's what I would like to do. First, we've got to get jobs back. And the way to do that is severalfold. One, reduce the tax burden on business owners so they can have more money to grow a second location and to hire more people. Very simple. You can't keep killing the goose that laid the golden egg. I mean, somebody's got to have money to be able to grow and hire people. So you reduce the tax burden. Reduce the regulations on businesses. I hear story after story of onerous regulations that small business owners are having to deal with the government coming in and regulating them, fining them for itty-bitty little things they didn't even know about, making life difficult for them. And small business owners, it's hard enough to make a go without having to fight your government too. So we need to reverse that. And so those are just some basic things. Plus create a stable business environment. You know, right now, business owners don't know what the playing field is going to be like. They don't know what the rules are. They don't know what their health care costs are going to be because of Obamacare. They don't know what their tax bill is going to be. They don't know what their energy costs are going to be because there's tax out there. They don't know if the government's going to come in and take them over or regulate them to death. So we've got to create certainty again. Have government get out of the way. Let the free enterprise system rule and reign and get those jobs back.